Real quick, Dave,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
just want to make me co-host, please.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. I did it. All right, welcome everybody. We'll get cooking in just a minute. Let us know in the chat if you would change. First of all, change your. Wait a minute. You can't. You can't even change it to everyone yet because I didn't do it right. Hold on. Hold on. I'll
I got
make it
it.
right. I promise. I promise. I'll get it right. All right, let's do this. Everyone and everyone. There we go. Now everyone can chat where in the world they're coming in from. The reason I said where in the world is because last time we had somebody from Guam.
All right.
Pretty crazy, pretty crazy. Good morning, Nikita. Are you here, Nikita? On as a panelist? Where are you? You should be as a panelist, right? Hang on a second. I gotta get Nikita as a panelist here. What happened there? Did you come in a weird link? Promote the panelist. There we go. We got that right. I got you as a panelist. Well, welcome everybody. We'll get cooking in a minute. Let us know where you're coming in from. I am personally coming in from Woodstock, Maryland. If you don't know where that is, that's not a shock because it's outside of Ellicott City. If you don't know where that is, that's not a shock. But somewhere between Baltimore and Washington is where I come in from. How about you, Denise B. Lawrence? Where are you coming from?
I am outside of Atlanta, Georgia, in the
Atlanta.
South.
Down
Mhm.
south. Love it. That was the first place I had chicken and waffles.
Right, me too.
And, and my only thing about that is I tried Chick-fil-A chicken and waffles and it just did not work.
It's
Like,
not the same.
it's not
No,
the same. Sorry. Sorry, Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A. But I was not, I literally had that last night. Anyway, welcome aboard. Let us know where you're coming in from. Make sure you change your chat from individual or post and panelists
Oh,
to everyone. And we can, that way everybody can see where everybody's coming in from. Nikita's in Greenville. Todd's in Nashville. How are things in Nashville, Todd?
a bit cold, but the weather is back and forth, right? It
Yep.
was 70 degrees or 80 degrees last week, and now it's like I woke up yesterday, it was like 15 degrees out.
Yep. It is. It's like that up here too. I think you send it to us actually.
We had several Newport News VAs and Woodland Park, Colorado, Roseville, California. We got a bunch of people all over.
All over the place. Anybody
New
outside of the
Jersey.
United States yet?
Sally, for some reason, I always think you're in Colorado. You always tell me Utah, and then I always keep
There
thinking
you
it's
go.
Colorado.
We're next door, right? We're in
Yeah.
one state over.
That's because she
State over.
travels so much. Just
That's right.
where you are.
Hi,
That's right.
everybody.
You never
Good
know
to
where
see
she
you.
is.
Just hold my breath, and she'll be in Colorado again.
There
right?
you
There
go.
you go.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. We'll get cooking. Today we're talking about preparing and pursuing for success in 2026. Happy New Year for everybody. If I didn't see you since then, awesome to see everybody. Let me get my polls up while I'm doing this because that's the next thing. So I'm stalling at the moment. Let's get to know. Let's see. How about this one? Come on. Let's do it. Can you do it? All right. Get to know each other. Is this right? Let me see. Hold on. Here we go. I think we did. All right, here we go. Let's get to know each other. How long you been in business? Maybe you just started. Maybe you've been around 20 plus years. Have you ever had any federal contracts? And what problem are you trying to solve today? How about that? That's a new one. How about that? So you can let us know about that. So let's just get to know each other really quick in today's session. We're going to be talking about what happened in 2025. We're going to give everybody a chance to chat for just a second, and then what to expect in 2026, and then dive into preparation and pursuit. And the hot seat questions are literally that: how do you prepare, and how do you pursue? Everybody got it? All the panelists, you know where we're headed, and an extra bonus for how you use Sam Radar to help with both of those. Sound good? Everybody good with that? All right. Quick disclaimer, we're not affiliated with nobody. We are our own people, right, Denise B. Lawrence?
That's right.
We're not affiliated with GSA or any other agency. It does not guarantee a contract award. Darn. We thought we were going to guarantee awards today.
The
And
price of
anybody from
admission
the
would be
government,
much higher.
Yes, right. You can all leave now. For Govies, if you're a Govie, that means if you work for the government, all participation in this briefing is voluntary, and you can participate too, because we're not going to endorse or commit to purchase from any vendor. It is being recorded, and AI is prohibited. I don't have that up there. If you have any questions, raise your hand, put it in the Q&A, or just put it in the chat. We love the feedback as we get into this, because we like to have a good time while we talk about one of the most boring subjects on the planet. Right, Nikita?
It's not boring, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, when you get into it, it's kind of fun, right? I've seen some things. I got some stuff coming up that's just rocking. I can't talk about it yet. Can't talk about it yet. It's still secret. What?
For Rich's AI and small business at the end of the month.
Yeah. We're going to plug that. In fact, we're going to talk about how we're going to be shamelessly plugging the experts that are here. In fact, this one right here, samradar.com being that, and our sponsors, like Sam Radar, and our partners, the folks that are here, Sally White, Denise B. Lawrence, Nikita Van Kirk, Peter Timbers, Todd J. Crane, as well as a couple of other people. Hopefully, is Rafa not coming today?
I talked to Rafa, or I texted with him over the weekend. He was still in Latin America.
Oh, well, that would explain it. All right. Well,
but I don't know when. So
in that case, we'll talk about him in front of everybody, behind his back. All right. The reason we talk about this, we can't do this alone, and that's why we have everybody that's here. Session docs. Let me grab those for you. Hold on one sec. I will grab them. Oh, that's the wrong one. Hold on, please. Where am I? Where's my session docs? There we go. All right, the session docs, I'm going to put them all in here, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that's going. Where's my chat? What is happening with Zoom today? All right. Oh, it won't let me. It won't let me do all that because it's too much stuff. So I got to separate it. I'll put the session docs in first. We're running these off of Dropbox. Please let me know if you cannot get these. I'll drop. In fact, I will drop them in here. It's a whole lot easier if you just go to Dropbox and download them all. But what I will do is I'll grab these off of here. And I'll drop especially these pieces first, because we're going to be talking about these. And the winnable opportunity matrix. Let's get all those. Here they are. You can. All right. I think everything worked. All right. You can download them from there as well. If you can't get them from Dropbox, you can download them from there. And you will see that we have the winnable opportunity matrix in there. We're not going to go deep into that. We did that yesterday on the Monday roundtables. Thank you very much for everybody for bearing through that. It was a good primer, I think, right? Or is that how you say it? Primer? What do you say?
I say primer.
We say primer.
Primer.
It's
Okay,
a primer.
Good. It was a good primer. We do have in here that we're going to be referencing right now the 2025 spending report and the fiscal year to date. That's 2026. We're actually in Q2 of 2026, as well as some other propaganda that you can get in there. So let's talk about what the 2025 spending report tells us. That's one of the handouts that you have. And here's some interesting things. I don't know if anybody knew this, but things changed in January of 2025. Did you know that, Denise?
You know that I know.
So things did change a little bit, but let's just talk about the numbers. All these numbers come from two federal systems. One is fpds.gov, where the contracting officers put in all the contract award information, and sam.gov, where you see your opportunities. Most folks know about that. If you don't, I'm talking about it at 1 p.m. today. And we're going to talk about this relative to the number of offers received. So what that means is there's a solicitation or there's an opportunity, there's a requirement, and here's how many offers were received for that. And you'll see not reported is the top, and that just means that the contracting officer did not say. But if you talk to contracting officers, they will tell you that that usually means one, which is why we include those in the top of those. So here we have not reported all the way through 5 and then more than 5. And we'll talk about the difference in just a minute. First of all, here's one of the biggest things that I think rules all of my life, as a matter of fact. 80% of the contracts, 60% of the dollars, as you look at this across these, are no competition. Thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen, if this is where you would like to be. Everybody? Thumbs up if that's where you want to be, with no competition. Absolutely. And how about this one? Check this one out. 89% of the contracts and 93% of the dollars are 5 or fewer offers received, which I believe that means shortlisted. What do you think, Nikita? Does that sound like a shortlisted group of people that the contracting officer knew?
Yes.
Yes. That's what we call shortlisted. Now, thumbs up if this is where you want to be. I definitely don't want to be competing against 160 different people that after you see the stuff on sam.gov. Hard to be a winner with that. Although Nikita...
It's hard to be a winner, but at least you're competing.
At least you're competing. That's true. Now, see, Nikita and I have a great relationship because she bids on everything and I don't, which is okay. And it doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. Because I think you should still bid, by the way. I do think you should bid. I do think so. And that gets you in the running. So let's talk about what happens on sam.gov. Last year, we had 144,218 world record, ladies and gentlemen, of opportunities that hit sam.gov. But the difference between sam.gov and what posted on FPDS is $6.7 million. I'm not talking about that. 6.7 million contracts and change. Now, our objective, and this is what we're going to be talking about today, our objective is to become one of the 5, because if we're one of the 5, then we can get ourselves to become one of the 1. Does that make sense to everybody? Thumbs up if you get it. And I'm going to open up, I'm going to end this poll right here. I'm going to open up this next poll because I want to know if you knew about the 98% that are not hitting sam.gov. Maybe you knew and you want some. Maybe you knew there was something, but you didn't know it was 98%. You knew something was missing, but you still want some. And maybe this is the first time you're hearing about it and you still want some. And maybe you don't believe me, but you still want some. I love it. Anybody that's clicking that, they either know me well or you really don't know me at all, which is great. I'd love to know who clicked that. All right, so let's talk about fiscal year 2026 because we have an anomaly here, folks. Now, nobody else here on the panel knows this yet. So when you look at these numbers are very, very thin. And the reason being is because we just survived what?
Shutdown.
A shutdown, right? So we had a shutdown. So that was the main reason why these numbers are anemic as they are. But there's another number here. If you see this right here, we have a negative 41%. Now, let's talk about why that is. Did anybody know about these yet? Did anybody know about? So, there was a de-obligation of 8 contracts. All of them are tribal 8As. Now, these aren't the only de-obligations that happened. But these are the major ones. And if you open up the reports that I just gave you and you go to the vendor detail page and go all the way down the bottom, you will see every single one of these. All of these contracts are in facility support services. Is anybody here does anybody here do facility support?
Depends on what they classify the bid as, because technically what I was doing before was facility support as well.
Yeah, but this is maybe, but yeah, you're what you were doing before was a weirdo facility support. It was pharmaceutical support is what it was. All right. Besides that, so did anybody know this? First of all, did anybody know it? All right. So this is really important. So is Brian here?
Carolyn is also asking what a tribal 8A is as well.
Okay. Anybody want to throw out what a tribal 8A is?
So a tribal 8A is a disadvantaged business because they're a Native American tribe. They're, I believe, 51% owned by a Native American tribe here in the United States.
Yep.
And so they get a priority with certain contracts.
And they have the ability to literally birth 8As.
And then also, or an Alaskan Native Corporation.
Yep.
So those two.
Okay.
Yep.
So both of those. So I'm talking about this with Brian. He's not here yet. I'm gonna have to give him a raft of rubbish, but for not being here. But we're talking about this. We talked about it right before Christmas, and it was crazy how many folks were involved, and we're doing it again on Friday. if you're interested in coming to this, and the reason why I say this is there's significant changes in the FAR that I want to make sure you get this. Hold on a second. Every time I do this, I'll do something weird. Why is my chat disappearing? Here we go. Here's the session with Brian Hebel. So there's that should be $27 billion in expiring 8A contracts. And what's happening is it used to take an act of God to get it out of the 8A program. Now, contracting officers can remove it from the 8A and either sole source to woman-owned, hub-zone, service-disabled, veteran-owned, or recompete it in some other fashion, shortlist it some other way, which is what is happening in most of the instances we just saw in the reports. And this includes a contract report with contacts of who you can contact in the government. That report alone, when we run that with ISI Federal, is at least $599. So if you sign up for this, you're going to get you're going to see the expiring contracts, and Brian is great at kind of running through this and how it's working and who is involved in it and how you can target the 8As that are under scrutiny. There's a lot more that's happening with this, including everybody in the 8A program has got to show their financials for the past 3 years. So we know that there's going to be more 8As that are falling out just because of bad paperwork. There's 4,300 of them. And we know that there's a lot happening that's causing a lot of consternation for 8As. And if you are an 8A, you want to come to this because you want to be able to figure out how to grab some of the other stuff using a different socioeconomic category. So that's one of the things that I want. So when you look at these numbers and you see things like this, because I've never seen this before in any of my reports. I've seen wacky numbers before in FPDS, but I've never seen this. If you look at that, that's $21 billion of obligated. It says it was obligated. Crazy.
Wow.
So anyway, there you go. So let's talk about success preparation in 2026. I will give you a quick introduction to Rafael Marrero, who is not here today because he decided to go traveling to South. What did you say? What did you say, Todd?
Latin America.
Latin America.
He said he was in, but
all right. Well, there you go.
Colombia.
So he is one of the key people that I always refer to when we start talking about preparation, right, guys? So that's why I want to bring him up, because when we talk about preparing your capability statement and your slide decks and everything else and looking like you belong in the marketplace, I just want to give a shout out to Ralph. I wanted to get his insight, but he's not here to give us his insight. So I'm going to go to Sally White to get your insight. What did you see in 2026, 2025, and what do you expect in 2026, Sally?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Good to see everyone. So in 2025, I saw some really interesting fluctuations as people adjusted to the new executive orders, some of the information on the, WOSB and 8As. However, towards the end, I started seeing lots of people at conferences. They were reconnecting. In the beginning, I'd go to conferences and maybe there weren't as many prime contractors or government contractors, but towards the end, I saw a lot of them. And so the important thing is to, as Raphael and everyone here would say, be government ready. Make sure your LinkedIn page, your website is all on brand. You have a beautiful government page, so when people do look, that they have it. Yep. And then what I'm seeing for 2026, and I'll put the conferences in the chat, I'm seeing a lot of conferences, a lot of participation, and really encourage you to go to virtual conferences or live conferences. And I go to a lot of them on behalf of Peter Timbus and others. And so we're happy. I know Peter and I, we have booths, so we're happy to help represent and share out what you're doing, your superpowers at these conferences. So
that's what you do better than anybody else.
Yeah.
And Sally helps with LinkedIn and helps with doing stuff at those events. She's absolutely a master networker, as you can see right there.
Happy to do a free consultation, give you some insights on how to really improve your pages so that people, your digital footprint matches your fabulous products and services. So thank you.
I love it. So Nikita Van Kirk, you are recently not in the same industry you were.
Correct. So my profile
On purpose.
Yes, yes. I transitioned into actually two different industries. So I have a full-time job and a part-time job, actually connected through Sally. I'm helping them get their everything off the ground. So basically, doing their CAPE statement for them, and then I'll have Rafa review it. He does a 15-minute review, which is absolutely phenomenal. Your web page, your capability statement kind of gives you some tips and tricks. And then also, if you want to utilize his team to streamline it even more, you can certainly do that. But I love going to Rafa and just picking his brain once I've created something and saying, how can I improve? What am I missing? I work in the government. I do everything. So bids and protests, I am actually a fan of it. It's a very touchy subject because it can be, if you don't do it correctly, it can actually be harmful to you. But if you do it correctly and you do it with respect, it's actually a benefit because you can overturn decisions that are completely unfair. I do a lot of research, as you know, it says right there, knowing your competitors, knowing your market, going through FPDS, which Dave has a great thing.
We'll talk about that in a few minutes. So tell us what you saw in 2025 and what you expect in 2026.
Make sure when you are doing your redlining on any solicitation, you have checked the updates. So Dave also talks about that in his sam.gov. But if you agree to having a UEI, you agree to certain parameters. And if you redline those to state, one of the key ones is sharing executive compensation. If you redline that and say, I'm a privately owned company, I don't need to do that, you will automatically be disqualified from the solicitation. That's a big change from previous years where you could potentially redline that and they may accept it. Making sure you pay attention to what having a UEI means now, because they're watching it and they're catching you and they will cancel you.
All right. That's good to know. We'll talk about some other things too. I appreciate it, Nikita. And we also have Todd Crane, who helps with cybersecurity, and you do manage cybersecurity, right, Todd?
Absolutely. And right now the big hot topic is CMMC.
Yep. What happened in 2025 with CMMC?
It finally went into full.
Finally went live.
Yeah. Right now it's only required, level 2 is only required if you self-attest. But here I forecast about June, July, we're going to start seeing a full audit required to actually win these contracts. Right now, there are only 559 as of December 17th, 559 War Department contractors, both primes and subs, that are fully audited. So now is the right time, because all the primes right now, their spidey senses are going off. They're running around with their hair on fire. It's a great time to go, look, I have this. We're already good. You don't have to worry about us. And by doing that, you can get on a short list of every subcontract you can.
I love it. That's great news. What did you see in 2025, Denise B. Lawrence? And now, Denise does for-profit grants, which I didn't even know were a thing, by the way. And she helps folks write those. You also do RFP and RFI writing, and I know that's a big deal right now for you. So what did you see in 2025, and what do you expect in 2026?
Yeah, lots of changes. Thanks to Dave that did not jump off the cliff. But yeah, with grants, many things went away. As we know, DEI, arts, lots of management consulting grants, a lot of those things went away. But some things came back in a great way. And so the other thing that is in limbo as of 2025 was SBIRs or SBIRs.
Yep.
But in 2026, I am expecting a lot of those to come back with a vengeance. And so we are all about prepping, being ready for the onslaught of research grants that I believe are going to come out in the next couple of months. Maybe reformed, but I think reformed in a good way. And so we're in a way trying to help folks be ready. Don't let it catch you blindsided. And with 8A contracts ending, the competition will be fierce.
Yes, it will.
And so you need to be ready to go after that for-profit grant money. That's free money, by the way, y'all.
Free money.
Don't pay it back, and it's non-dilutive. The government
not
wants
alone.
no part of your equity.
And I always bust on Denise only because I didn't know her when I developed
Yeah.
Sam Radar, and I could
Yes.
have had the government pay for it. I'm not
Yeah.
bitter. I'm not bitter about it.
You're getting okay. Therapy working. Just want to make sure.
Love it. We also have Peter Timbus. Now, Peter's is not only is he a unique individual, but he
How do you
does
mean
something.
that, David?
He does something that I have loved ever since I met him. He understands federal contracting and the financing side of federal contracting, which banks do not understand it. If you're a small company and you win a $10 million contract and you're only maybe a $500,000 company, the banks are going to look at you like you are nuts to try to fund it. Whereas Peter does something called lending to the opportunity. And tell us about that, and tell us about what you saw real quick. Tell us about that, and then we'll talk about what you saw in 2025.
Well, last year we saw the constriction and confusion based upon Doge and the government shutdown. We picked up a lot of clients last year because of we understanding the market and how we underwrite, because we continued to finance our companies during closure. We picked up about a dozen companies that their current lenders would not lend to because of the government shutdown.
Mm-hmm.
So we understand it. We've been doing this for 35 years. And how we can really help the clients is we do lend to the opportunities. So if you're a brand new company or you got 500,000 or $1 million of revenue and you want to come in and use Sam Radar to identify opportunities, get shortlisted, we're going to provide you the access to capital, regardless of what your financials look right now. We're going to give you the financial capital to help win. Should you win the award, we're going to be there to help you support it. And we validate that with the contracting officers with our letters of financial support, which is very, very important.
It's really important. And so what do you see for 2026? 2025 was kind of interesting, obviously, for everybody. What do you see for 2026?
We're already seeing an uptick in our business and the flow of business coming in because we're out there. People understand what we do, and we're looking for. I think the government is going to streamline how they're giving this business out. But if you're proactive and you get shortlisted, sky's the limit as far as I'm concerned, especially with our lending. Because what's going to happen, the banks are going to kick out a lot of traditional companies because they have their cookie cutter financial ratios that the clients are not going to fit, and it's going to be more business for us.
I agree with you. I agree with you entirely. I think it's great. And Brian Hebel just decided to grace us with his presence. I saw him pop in. He's still there, Brian?
Hey, everybody. Hey.
And now Brian is a former contracting officer, so if you want to yell at anybody, he is right there in front of you.
Got my pen in hand, ready to sign those contracts.
That's right. So what did you see in 2025, and what do you expect in 2026, Brian?
Well, I was just writing some notes down on a piece of paper as Peter was talking, because certainly in 2025, a lot of confusion, right? A lot of confusion. I think the things have settled down, and there's a whole lot going on in 2026, which are just different for federal contractors. So I just wrote a couple things that just pop into my head. One thing I was seeing in 2025 that I think we'll continue to see in 2026 are just logical follow-ons, whether it's FAR Part 8 or FAR Part 16. You know, the government's trying to do whatever they can, like they want to buy from you as efficiently and effectively as possible. So one thing is really a logical follow-on, so they don't have to compete it. It's an exception to fair opportunity under an IDIQ or a GSA schedule. I think the confusion with the new rules. I mean, you know, we do FAR training, and the really FAR Part 8, 12, 13, 15, 16, 42, and 19. All those FAR parts have major changes in terms of how they negotiate with you, how GSA orders, how GSA schedule negotiations are applied. FAR Part 16, you can now do BPAs on IDIQs. And then just I think there's going to be a whole lot more GSA things going on.
Yep.
And really, even FAR Part 8, GSA, they took out all the thing
Yeah.
about the instructions in GSA and they moved it to a manual. So now the section that used to be pages is now 2 paragraphs. So has anybody get thumbs up if anybody's ever looked at the GSA manual? Because that's where the instructions are and how government contracting officers buy.
I want to do one better. Raise your hand if you did you even know there was a GSA manual that you could read? I didn't even know about it. Who knows that?
Melvin raised his hand.
Melvin.
Hey, Melvin, you go.
Hold on a second. Melvin, you telling me you know, unmute for a second. You knew about the GSA manual and you read it? Are you there, Melvin? And Don did too? Hold on a second. Don, you there? Unmute for me if you can. Did you guys know that actually existed? And Catherine? Now, Catherine, I can understand, potentially. Catherine, you there? Somebody got to unmute.
Hey, my little brown hand's up.
Yeah.
Yours is up?
Oh, yeah. I had to know because we helped several of our clients get on the schedule. So I had to.
That's not the same thing. That's not the same thing.
It is. Because
it is not. It is not the same thing. Brian, you're talking about all the nuts and bolts of not just the GSA schedule. You're talking about all GSA.
I read it. And it was.
You read the whole thing?
Oh, yeah. And it was a nail biter. How Brian?
I bet it was.
I had to because
reading?
I knew so little. No, but it's because I knew so little about it. I had to learn something. So,
okay.
yeah.
Something gives me the impression that a lot of contracting officers know so little about it as well.
I wouldn't have even known about it had I not have come here, just to be clear. So I had to learn about Dave from you.
You didn't learn it from me. You did not learn that from me.
Well, indirectly because you introduced me to Brian. So
that's there you go. All right, smarty.
And Dave, the only final point, and it's CPARs, I would say.
Yeah.
There's going to be big changes in CPARs, where CPARs is going to be now used for market research, performance management. In my opinion, it's already been used. And the word source selection is being used broader than that. And that's the only way contracting officers were supposed to be used in CPARs. So if you need a CPARs review, if you want to get a CPARs review of our CPARs radar tool to help you get the CPARs ratings you deserved, shoot me an email and we'd be happy to tell you.
Just pop it in here. Pop it in here. Just you can say I want. I tell you what, I'll launch this poll and you can say my biggest concern with selling to the government is CPARs, and we'll make sure we get it to Brian. That'll make it easy for everybody.
Yeah.
But whatever your biggest concern is, pop it in here. I just found that, decided to launch it. So there you go.
Real quick, Brian. Oh,
go ahead.
If I can, are they going to make you mentioned the CPARs changes? I know before they were also talking about making it so only negative. Are they doing those as well?
That's totally, actually, our business partner on CPARs radar and myself, we had, and some of their colleagues, we had some influence in just making sure the appropriate people knew that in DOD, and they totally take that out. So that's done.
Okay.
That was not in the National Defense Authorization Bill, so totally removed. So
and if you don't know it,
CPARs less important, it's going to be more.
Real fast. For those of you, the folks that don't know what CPARs are, tell us what a CPAR is.
Well, a CPARs is essentially your government report card. It goes to a similar, like a regular school, A, B, C, D, E, and they just call it different things. But you get it every 365 days, and your core, the government, will essentially tell you how you're doing. And anyhow, half the contractors in the nation are satisfactory. The other half are very good or exceptional. And if you're not getting very good or exceptional in the future, you might be excluded from really being included on solicitations.
Yeah, so. And chances are you will be excluded. Yep. All right, Brian, I got one for you because you weren't here for this. This is the report for fiscal year to date, 2026, and there's a negative number in the 5 or more column. I've never seen this before. So I sprung this on everybody else earlier, but check this out. The deobligation, these are deobligations of 8 contracts, and all of these are 8A tribals.
16 negative amount in more than.
You can see you can see
Yeah.
them right here. These are all of them. They deobligated $2.7 billion in facilities to services from every one of these
Wow.
folks.
Those are big contracts.
They're big, right?
Yeah, that's
So,
crazy.
oh,
Yeah.
and by the way, I wonder what we're presenting on Friday, Brian.
No
Shame.
shameless plug here.
Shameless.
So
But-
we are going to present, and you'll get a spreadsheet, and we'll give you all the thoughts on what's going on in the 8A program and what you can do now, regardless whether you're an 8A or you're not an 8A. But certainly, if it's less than 4.5 million, and actually changed to 5.5 million for sole source 8As in the FAR update. But
And it's
if
not-
yeah, if you can't get sole source 8As anymore unless the contracting officer makes a decision to try to compete it, particularly looking at GSA schedule holders. So anyhow, it's kind of out the door for
Yep.
contracting officers.
Yep. So yeah, 8A is under some significant scrutiny. We're going to talk about that on Friday. Real quick, my 2 cents on this is change happened in 2025, which created a lot of chaos. There's a lot of gaps that happened as a result of contracting officers that were riffed, right, Brian?
Mm-hmm.
And that creates room and need on the government side to move stuff expeditiously, and they already started to move towards streamline acquisition. That was one of the things that came out immediately from the Trump administration when they took over on January 20th, and now we're seeing that happen. I just saw on Sam Radar the other day, we looked at it yesterday on the Monday roundtables, that it was a Navy buy, but it was a GSA contracting officer with a GSA contracting officer address. So we're seeing the transition of contracting officers that were once at the agency level being pulled into GSA taking over and running all the contracts. And it looks like they're going to do everything, including in the future for NASA SOUP for 2026, maybe not 2026, but possibly in 2027. NASA SOUP is the largest technology IDIQ, indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity contract that they're going to pull into GSA, and God bless them. They better bring on all the team from NASA, because that's the best run contract I've ever seen. So that's my 2 cents for that. We're going to be talking about preparing and pursuing. So I'm gonna set it up like this to say what preparation and pursuit looks like from the Sam Radar side, because we are absolutely unabashedly going to be plugging Sam Radar throughout this whole thing. How do you like that, Todd Crane?
I wouldn't expect anything less.
So we want to monitor activity. That means not just opportunities that are coming on sam.gov, but we want to monitor the contract opportunities. Why? Because 98% aren't hitting the street. 98% aren't going to show on sam.gov. Or GSA eBuy, by the way. So monitoring these things and reframing your mindset is what you need for preparing, so that you're ready, and then you're going to engage. That's what pursuit looks like. You want to be reaching out to federal stakeholders. One of the stakeholders are contracting officers, just like Brian used to be. Right, Brian?
Used to be.
Yep, used to be. And one of the cool things about Brian, and Brian is cooler than some people, don't let that go to your head, Brian. But you used to meet with how many contractors a week?
Twice a week, whether I like them or not.
That's right. So he took his time to meet with folks like you. And other contracting officers do the same thing. Not everybody does. I know that not everybody does, because not everybody was operating like Brian. But there are folks that will meet with you, and they do need to meet with you in order to understand what's happening in the marketplace and how you can help them. What, Brian? What do you need to do in order, when you're engaging a contracting officer?
Figure out how to get to them, number one.
Number one, get to them, right? So if you watch the activity on Sam Radar, you can get to them. Then when they meet you, what do you want from them? You want...
Want to know if whatever they're selling, how to get them to them as quickly as possible if I have a need or requirement.
So one is to get to them. How do they get to you? That could be a GSA schedule, right? Or a BPA or an IDIQ or something like that, right, Brian?
Yep.
Yep. And more importantly, what problem do you solve, right? You got to solve a problem if you're gonna buy from them, right, Brian?
It would always say it's 4 reasons to meet with a government official, help them save money, solve a problem, teach them about new technology, or just trends in the marketplace.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that you know, Sam Radar, unlike this particular thing, we said it in the disclaimer, right, Peter? We said we're not going to guarantee a contract. But if you join Sam Radar, we will guarantee you will win. You will win. As a sub or a prime, you will win because Sam Radar will help you. And it's 100% guaranteed. If Sam Radar does not provide you with 10 times what you spend on Sam Radar, you get 100% of your money back. Find anybody that'll do that.
That's pretty crazy, dude.
It is crazy. And
I
guess
didn't know
what?
you were that crazy.
We've never given any money back. You know
Yeah,
why?
that's great. That's great, seriously.
Is it works. All right. So the other thing we're going to talk about is using samradar.com to minimize the competition. That is the whole reason why we see that the competition's already minimized. We looked at it. We looked at it before. So that's what we're pushing today. We're pushing samradar.com. Go out and check it out. And if you want to see what's happening on sam.gov, I'll talk about that at 1 p.m. today. But today, okay, hot seat question number one. Normally I would go to Rafael Marrero, but he's decided to go to Latin America. So I'm gonna reach out. Brian, since you're a former contracting officer, I'll go to you first. Tell me what you would do to prepare. What would you recommend that contractors do to prepare to go get business?
Well, I need to see which agency's buying.
Okay.
Whatever it is I'm selling.
Right.
And then, from that, drill down to the next code and then drill down to the expiring contracts. That's where I would start.
All right. So that's great. I love that. So one of the ways you can do that with the reports that we just showed you is here's your summary. Here's the NAICS codes. You call them NAICS codes, don't you?
I don't even know what they are. I'm kidding. Dave likes me to say that because as contracting officers, we didn't really give a crap about NAICS codes, did we, Dave?
Oh my gosh.
We have to give you crap in Rafa's absence.
So I want you to hear that, ladies and gentlemen. A former contracting officer just said he doesn't give a crap about the NAICS codes. So
just pick one.
Just pick one. Oh my gosh. He did this about a year ago in the Monday roundtables, and everybody's head exploded. If you don't know what the Monday roundtables are, if you're Sam Radar member, you get access to the Monday roundtables, and we have conversations like this all the time. All right, so here's where you can find your NAICS codes. And what I would like to do is point out, this is the only report I know of, Brian. This is really cool, that if you go and you look at 541611 or whatever one you want to, 541611 happens to be a really big one. You get to be able to see the NAICS codes as well as the PSCs that are being used by the contractors. Then you can dive down and dig into, see the contracts by UEI and see how whether they're expiring. Number one, right, Brian? You like the expiring contracts. I like all the contracts, and I like to know if those folks, those buyers that are buying from this particular competitor of mine could be buying from me. Everybody grabbing that?
And you could also look at your competitors and see if it's some weird NAICS code or PSC that's not normal, that contracting officers like Brian are just throwing things in, right?
That's right. Maybe in plain sight, right? Right, Todd? So now we can actually do a reverse right here. I'm going to do a quick and dirty for Deloitte. And we're going to take a look and see how many different NAICS codes Deloitte won under. And some of these are 90s, 541690 and 541990. They are other. We can actually take a look at those. And those are where you can see things right in plain sight. If you look at the 9s or the 19s, that's a really quick secret thing you can do to say, hey, what are these? These are others, professional, scientific, and technical services. What does that mean, Brian? Other professional and scientific and technical services. What does that mean?
Deloitte's doing some consulting, aren't they?
And other professional and scientific search, all these. So everything that we see here is a cool way to be able to at least understand what the market looks like. You can see how the agencies are spending, but more importantly, you can see how your competitors are winning and then mirror what they do. We'll be talking about that today at 1 as well. But I wanted to get your insight on that and how you prep. So that's how you prep. Sally White, what do you recommend for folks when their preparation for going after business?
Right. So I would schedule a 15-minute consultation on people's Calendly that are part of the Dave team. So first of all, with Dave or Rob, schedule a consultation to make sure that you have intel so that you know what's happening in your market. Very, very important. Secondly,
Okay.
schedule one with Peter. I put his information in the chat. Peter's a 35-year trusted advisor. He can help you figure out access to capital, give you a letter of financial support, etc. That will help you get more credibility. Schedule with Nikita. She can help you with a number of things, including if getting on a GSA schedule or partnering with someone who's on will help you. Denise, 100%. She can help you access some guidelines for grants and help you know if they're existing. Definitely Todd Crane. He can help you with many, many, many things, including cybersecurity. Raphael, of course, on your branding. And then me. And I can help you with a lot of things, conferences, looking at your website, looking at your LinkedIn page, helping you use free resources to level up and get buyer personas to understand and be interested in your superpower. Forget anybody. And of course, Brian, I don't know, do you do free consultations or you sort of?
No, he charges for everything.
Yeah, you just have to
No, I
come.
don't.
Okay.
Now,
You
if
have to come.
anybody,
Too cool.
Yeah, just come to,
now I do a lot of training, and if
yeah, just go to his training. He's too
if they
busy.
just call me. I'll be happy to answer any questions people
The
have.
rest of us, and you get Ryan gracing us with his lovely presence. But yeah, happy to help. So schedule those consultations. It will be the best 15 minutes to 30 minutes that you've spent.
Well, that was 100%. That was 100% pumping everybody that was here. Thank you very much, Sally. Appreciate that. That's great. I love it. And I think you're right. In preparation, you have access to a whole bunch of folks here that are willing to help you. That are willing to help you. And Sally is too humble to say it. She bends over backwards to help people connect and understand. And if there's a way to work together, that's fine. But at the end of the day, she wants you to be successful. That's what I'll say. Would you agree?
Hey,
with
Dave.
that?
Hey, I had a call yesterday from somebody called me, and I think he had been on one of your sessions, and he called me. He's in Israel and right now doing a 21-day fast for water fast.
Yeah.
He sent me an email. I called him. He's in Israel doing a 21, and he's selling fasteners and rivets, and he was asking me some questions about it.
If he does a renew on his Sam radar, Dave, you'll know the fast didn't work out. That's a long time, man.
That's
a long time.
I'm offended.
That's a long
Just
time.
water.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's pretty wild. I only did that one time. I don't think I made it 21 days. That's for sure. I need sustenance. So
Hey, Dave, one more quick thing for Sally because she does not talk about how great she is, but take the time for her to look at your LinkedIn. She significantly improved my, LinkedIn in terms of people responding to me. It has, gone through the roof because she just made some very strategic changes. So
and that's part of prep, right, Denise?
it absolutely is.
Yeah.
They need to find you and know very easily who you are and what you do. And they need to be able to get to your website immediately.
Yeah.
And so she will help you.
I think Sally deserves more than one shout out. So
Right.
so she's also a superpower. Like if you need to get I don't think we're talking about the winnable opportunity matrix here, but so much of winning contracts is knowing people, right? People buy from people they know, like, and trust. And if you need that introduction, if you want to, shake someone's hand or actually talk to somebody, Sally knows everybody. And she is more than happy to get you that introduction to, just as she's trying to plug us, she'll plug you to maybe even the, chief of naval operations or the director of health and human services or whatever. She has all these connections and she can get you a meeting with so many people.
Love it.
I just
love it,
filled
love
up
it,
all
love
their
it.
calendars now. Watch. HHS is not going to have any time for anyone now.
That's right. So I do want to ask Denise, what do you do to prepare? What would you recommend for folks to prepare?
Well, for contracting, which is,
Yeah.
where we are right now, you need to seriously be on
Yeah.
SAM radar. And, I'm seeing sources start to come up again and out, which is exciting. And so that is a perfect opportunity to get in, and start preparing those relationships, let them know you exist and what you are doing. So spend some time. You need to carve out some time in your day, every day, even if it's just 30 minutes, or someone on your team where you are seriously on top of who's getting money and what those opportunities are, so you can quickly respond. What I am noticing, Dave, is the turnaround time are quick,
Yeah.
week,
Yeah.
for, whereas we sources saw it would take 30 days, but now a week, 4 days. And you got to be ready in order to submit to those opportunities.
I love it. I love it. Nikita, you already started to go into this a little bit with the redlining. What other advice do you give for prepping, and what's happening?
Kind of repeating, making sure your capability statement's up to date. This is a living, breathing document. You have to make sure that it's there and it's on par with what the government is currently seeking. There's always keywords that you want to make sure that you're saying. You update it ideally every 3 months, minimum every 6 months. You don't want one that's a year old. You just don't. It's going to be obsolete by that point.
Yep.
And hopefully your past performance keeps changing. You have that background. You want to make sure that your a lot of solicitations are asking for technical capability overviews. So they want to look at this document and say, what does your company do and how can it help? You want to make sure that is on par so they can say yes. One of my favorite things to do, and I was talking to somebody yesterday about this, was ask them if you can provide an industry demonstration. Because if you can get them on a call and show them what you do, often you can sway a little bit their decision, because it's you and a human being talking. And if you do it in the right way, with the respectful way, and say, this is what has helped other government facilities, this is what we have done, etc., you can push it further. So utilize Sally. Sally connected me with the company I'm helping part-time right now. And I mean, it's just amazing the connections that she has. Denise is absolutely phenomenal. Rafa, I mean, Brian is a wealth of knowledge. I learn something every single time he talks. Todd, I mean, CMMC, I never knew anything about, and I have learned so much just from listening.
Yep.
So utilize the resources here. Dave has built a team around himself to help support everyone, and he holds true to what he says. We are a team. Utilize, communicate, come to the Monday roundtables, come to these every month. I mean, it's insane.
Yep. In order to come to Monday roundtables, you got to buy something. You can't come there for free.
Nope.
That's one of the things
Those days are over.
They actually use Sam Radar 7-day free trial.
Yep, you can do that. You gotta sign up for something. But I'm telling you,
you gotta pay.
And you have to, and you need to participate, and you need to come with the mindset to help, just like Nikita. Nikita came just that way, right, Nikita?
Yep.
That's how you got there. And then when you get to be working the way that you work, if you work the right way, good things happen. Tell us about, Todd. What do you CMMC is big for the defense industrial base. Cybersecurity is big for everybody.
Absolutely.
So what do you see in happen, and how would you prepare?
Well, I kind of already answered this question earlier. Being on that short list because of CMMC, but really you can get on all the short lists all you want, but you have to look like you belong. You have to act like you belong. And the best way is like everyone's been saying, reach out to the resources here, right? There's probably gonna be a poll at the end of it, like, how do you need help with something? Reach out to it. Like, for example, Peter Timbus, right? Being able to say that I've got proof of financial support for any contract you throw at me, so I can actually do it. Because they're thinking, if we award this contract to whatever company you are with, do they even have the financial support to do this? It sometimes takes 90, even 180 days to get paid on some of these contracts. Are you going to still be around by the time the money comes through? Denise, Lawrence, getting free money.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about Rafa, being able to have that branding and everything else. So he has some real good capabilities that he can help make you look like you actually belong there.
Yep, I love it. That's good stuff. I will Peter, real quick, I just want to remind folks that you help folks do that in preparation for looking like you belong in an opportunity. Did Peter leave us?
No, he's still here. He's on mute. So while he's getting off the mute, he actually worked with Whitney Houston's people back in the day to help.
Oh my gosh.
No, when she was off doing her thing, he would
Okay,
get
I'm
money.
back. I was on mute. Sorry.
Yeah.
And he helped a person who now has a $14 billion organization. So he's very humble, but very knowledgeable. Go ahead, Peter.
Yeah. Well, you've got everyone's attending this seminar because they want to grow their business.
Yep.
People fall into two categories. You're either the lookers or the doers. Everybody here wants to become a doer. You need to take the services that everybody is here to offer you, because you've got to get prepared to do business with the biggest company in the world, which is the federal government.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take advantage of these services, especially Sally and I have worked together for 3 years. She's done my digital marketing. She's with me at all conferences. She's like the ever-ready bunny she never runs out of energy. I mean, I give you a quick thing. She calls me this past Sunday. I was watching football with my buddies. She says, hey, because we just redesigned our website. Hey, you want to go over the website? You get some time to do some. I said, Sally, it's Sunday afternoon. I'm watching football with my buddies. But she's very, very committed. And let me just say one thing about letters of financial support. I don't care if you're funding your company out of your pocket. You've got relatives financing you. You've got bank financing. You're limited on what you can bid on right now. But when you become a client of ours, which is zero upfront cost to become a client, you now can take SamDoc Radar and bid on contracts that are above your current capability, because I don't care if you're a 500,000 company, $1 million, 3 million, 5 million. You want to bid on an opportunity that's 30 million over 5 years, or 50 million over 5 years, or 100 million over 5 years. If we feel that you can perform on that contract, we are going to give you the financial support that you put in with your bid, so you can explode your company. And as Sally has said, I've been doing this 35 years, and I've probably made at least 50 people billionaires, that a lot of them were successful, but we can take you to the next level. And most of our clients say to us, I wish I had known about you 6 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, because I turned away so many opportunities because I didn't have the financial resource.
Yep, I love it. All right. I do want to launch that final report. If you'd like some help with this, you heard a whole bunch of folks talking about how important it is to reach out to these folks here. They'll help you out. They'll help you out for free. They'll talk with you for free. If there's anything that they can do for you, they'll let you know that. And everything that we do here is reasonable. We're reasonable people that do reasonable things. And I just want to say this, that as we end this session today, get moving, because we're actually in Q2, right?
Yep.
Right, guys?
Yep.
Q2 in fiscal year 2026. And the contracting officers are obviously backed up because of the shutdown, and we're still running in continuing resolution. But as they're gearing up for what's going to be happening in 2026, now couldn't be a better time. Watch all the contract activity, sign up for Sam Radar, see what the contract activity looks like, see how many times you see less than 5 offers received, and you'll know that there's a short list happening there that you can noodle your way into. That's your job. And if you do that and you identify those buyers in your space, and you're getting engaged with them, you're researching, you're preparing for that engagement, and market to them, they're not going to pick up the phone and call you. How many times did you look at sam.gov, Brian, and pick up the phone and call a vendor? Never. It's
Never.
not. It's never happening.
And
So
Dave, we don't like competition inside government either.
That's right. You like competition, just what?
Not too much.
Not too much. No. He's a classic example. He will tell you that that almost all the contracts that he awarded was awarded to 5 or fewer because he knew who he was going to go out to, and it's totally legal to do it. He used the FAR regulations to be able to do it. So
Haven't been in
quick,
jail yet, Dave. Haven't been
What?
in jail yet.
Haven't been in jail yet. They can't even, man. That's past time. So join me today for the SAM.gov. If somebody asked me about the SAM.gov tutorial, let me get that for you real quick. Actually, if you can grab that off of the handout, which is the quick reference sheet. You can get to the 1 p.m. session today, or go to govbrief.us and you'll get that there. I also want to say, join me on Friday. This is a big one, Brian. It's a big one. Dismantling the 8A program, which you can do now. And then on January 22nd, Todd put this in as well, these are agentic AI opportunities that are happening for small businesses. There's a lot of things happening with AI. Government is bending over backwards to try to figure out how to make this work, and you can help them if you understand AI.
I don't remember if it's the Army or the Air Force, but they actually made a AI officer like a MOS. So it's not going away. They're really doubling down on this. And so
they are. So we're going to let you guys out of here. Make sure you reach out to everybody. Join me at 1 p.m. today if you can. Otherwise, we'll see you next month on February 10th. And it'll be a love fest because it'll be right before Valentine's Day, Peter. Just saying.
Okay.
Wear red, right? You should wear red.
Yeah, I'm never going to remember that. You'll have to cycle it out.
We'll text you that morning.
Yeah.
All right. Denise, great to see you. Todd, thank you, sir. Nikita, thanks for joining us. Peter Timbus, awesome seeing you, my man. And Sally White, thank you for being here. Raphael is a loser for not being here, but Brian is a winner for being here and joining us today. So I appreciate it, guys.
Dave, Sandra asked for the quick reference sheet because it's not displaying now that she switched devices. Can you help her real quick?
Okay, hold on. One moment, please. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Oh, sorry, wrong one.
Let me see. Let me go back to my handouts. Sorry, we're using Dropbox now. And for temporarily, because we
There, I just dropped it.
You did?
Yeah, in the chat.
All right, cool. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
all right,
guys.
So you got that. You can download that there. If you can't, let me get I'm going to get the actual doc. Hold on one sec, just in case you can't get to it. Where is it? What is happening here? I don't know. I thought I had it. That is so strange. Anyway, I can't seem to get to that particular folder now for some reason. GovBrief selling to the government. It's no longer there. I got to figure out what I did wrong with that because the Dropbox is probably not going to get it. Hold on.
Yeah, there's only 4 files in the Dropbox.
Yeah. That's weird.
Hmm.
That is too strange. Hold on.
Which one?
And they're old files too.
That's not right. Oh, one of them's old, but I knew that. But let me get the. This is very strange. Something to go. Quick reference sheet. All right, file. Save as. Where is this going? All right. Let me grab. I got another place. Hold on. Let me grab it from the other place, and I'll go get it. 1 second. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Sandra, we'll get the Dropbox up.
Yeah, I'll get them in the Dropbox for sure. They were.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Thank you. Yeah, they were in there. I know that. Here we go. These are the ones. Here we go. Copy, paste. Oh, I can't do it there. Got to go back over here and go to GovBrief.
Anyone else? We still have about almost 40 people left. Any questions or anything? While we watch him.
Watch me do all my
open mic.
All right, here we go. Now it's in there, and I'll pop it in here too. There it is. All right. I don't know what happened to that, but they're now in there. Good deal. All right, guys. I appreciate it. I got to prep for my 1 p.m. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We love you, and we'll see you on the 10th.
Well, Monday. You're on the round table. See you
No,
Monday.
you can do that too. All right, guys. See you.